It's open. So far, there's no one here, which is weird. Which is really weird. Okay, this is a first for me, guys.
First for us, I'm sure.
Would we still do it if nobody shows up or no?
Yes, because it'll be recorded. That's a good question. Okay, so I'm gonna do the announcements and let you guys go. There we go. Awesome. All right, let me get my mouse back to. Okay. Welcome everyone to the virtual college exploration session on values of attending a faith-based institution. Couple of quick reminders: to submit any questions, you'll use the Q&A box and presenters can see those at any time. Attendees, your camera and microphone are off, so you're muted and panelists cannot see you. Feel free to sign up for more sessions. You can check out the schedule at strivescan.com/Virginia. And again, this is being recorded and the recording will be available later on at strivescan.com/Virginia.
There we go. All right, well, thank you so much. Totally appreciate that introduction. And I am totally excited to meet with and speak to all of you out there watching us. Before we get started, I do want to introduce you to the different folks that you're going to be hearing from today. So starting here in the middle, this is Suri Mendoza, and she is a senior admissions counselor at Eastern Mennonite University, originally from El Paso, Texas. She graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Environmental Sustainability from Eastern Mennonite University in 2018. She enjoys the outdoors, trying new foods, and loves helping others grow in their knowledge of sustainability. Here on the right, we have Cindy Hilliard from Regent University. She has worked in education for more than 10 years and has her master's degree in school counseling. She has served in high school guidance, academic advising, and admissions. And I'm Scott Paul Hamus. I'm the Associate Director of Traditional Admissions at Bluefield College, which means that I work with all of our students who want to study here on campus, and I work specifically with students up and down the I-81 corridor of Virginia, as well as our northeastern states. And I have been with this team for 4 years. But I am going to go ahead and pass off so that Suri can speak with y'all.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott. Welcome, everybody. Today, we'll be talking about what to expect from attending a faith-based institution and kind of what that might entail. So what you can expect from attending a faith-based institution: there are so many different benefits of attending a faith-based college or university in the state of Virginia or within the US. It starts simply with being and entering a community that cares about you. You're not just a number in a class. You have a name, you have beliefs, and you have values that our professors, faculty, and staff definitely want to hear from. So always be open to discussing anything with your faculty members or your professors. In addition, not only are you taking your classes to meet a certain requirement, but you're also taking these classes that are grounded in holistic and biblical-based learning experiences and values. And so this brings a wealth of knowledge to you when you're diving into ethics or religion, or even classes within like math and STEM and education. So you'll get this ethic-based learning as well. And I found that as super beneficial when I was an undergraduate attending EMU. And so I can definitely echo that from a personal experience. You also have endless volunteer opportunities within the community that you're in. So whether this is within campus ministries that the three of us will talk a little bit more about later on, you also have close mentorship with faculty and staff. You'll also have these unique learning experience. Every university or college that you attend is going to be unique in their own way, and is going to have to and is going to offer something that is that stands out to you. And so one of these that many of the smaller private schools have are small class sizes. And so this can be definitely beneficial to you in gaining like this close mentorship that I just talked about creating friendships and mentorships within your professors and peers and colleagues. In addition, you're also creating friends that are going to last. You're meeting new people, you're creating friendships that are going to last a lifetime. And I definitely echo that this is definitely beneficial in attending a faith-based institution. Like I said, you're going into a community that cares about you and about your beliefs, and there's always a niche for everybody. I encourage you to ask your admissions counselors, visit colleges, look at different requirements that each private faith-based institution is going to offer. And I will go ahead and hand it over to Cindy.
Thanks, Sari. Okay, so we are going to debunk some of the myths that may be floating around out there that you may have heard or thought of yourself about attending a faith-based institution. So chapel, mass, or church attendance is usually not required, and it's really up to the individual student to engage as much or as little in whatever's offered as they want to. So it's really up to you to decide which faith-based opportunities you want to take advantage of. And in most all faith-based institutions, there is no uniform requirement. This one's kind of cute. But again, like Sari was saying, we do encourage you to visit the institutions that you're thinking about, or that you may even have like a slight interest in, to get to know these institutions. Because I think you're going to find out that you're surprised by a lot of the different things that you may have thought about a faith-based institution before you actually visited. All your professors will not be ministers or priests or clergy. Professors are going to come from all different walks of life, and they're usually practitioners in their discipline, in their fields. And it's important to note that all the professors at a faith-based institution may be all of one mind, say all Christians, but not all the students need to be. The faculty bring a wealth of knowledge and experience to their classrooms with practical, hands-on knowledge in the respective disciplines. So your professors are experts in their fields, and as a bonus, they're also interested in your spiritual development. So it's important to remember at a faith-based institution, you're not missing out on anything that you may have gained at a non-faith-based institution, but you're actually gaining support for your spiritual growth. So there's really only pluses and not negatives. Next, your degree will absolutely be competitive in the job market. The colleges on this panel and many faith-based institutions across the United States are accredited by the same accreditation organization as non-faith-based schools. So you might have noticed on the very first screen that we had up, there was a map of the United States, and it kind of blocked out the different regions of our regional accreditation. So all of the schools in this presentation are part of the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools, and that's the same accreditation that other non-faith-based schools are accredited by. So UVA, William & Mary, all the Ivy League schools, they're all accredited by the same accreditation board. So you can rest assured that our faith-based institutions are held to exactly the same academic standards as these other schools. And most employers are actually looking for diversity in their workforce, and graduates from faith-based schools are going to bring a different point of view than many other employees are going to bring. And graduates are trained to be very critical thinkers, which is another great skill that employers are looking for. And they're usually going to be looking for soft skills, such as honesty, integrity, and loyalty. And these are often the very traits that are formed at a faith-based institution. Next, some believe that only Bible courses are offered at faith-based institutions. And while there are certain schools that are strictly Bible colleges or seminaries, our faith-based institutions here tonight and many others are going to offer many different programs of study. So you can major in accounting or theater or education or pre-med. You're going to get the same strong academic preparation in these areas. Often your courses will be taught by a certain worldview. For example, at Regent, the courses are taught through a Christian worldview, and I think our other participants here tonight are too. So you're receiving strong preparation in your specific discipline and at the same time receiving a faith-based foundation as well. In most situations, you do not need to be of a certain faith to attend that institution. This is the case with all three of the schools on our panel tonight. You do not need to be Christian or Baptist or Mennonite to attend. We welcome students of all backgrounds and all faiths and all beliefs. All you need is a willingness to be taught by the institution and what that institution believes in. So the students just need to be open to that particular school. Again, this is really important why it's a good idea for you to visit or talk to admissions counselors to find out particularly what those schools are going to be teaching the classes, what their faith background is going to be. And finally, academics are absolutely taken very seriously. At Regent, for example, and many of the schools here tonight, 90% of our faculty have their PhD or terminal degree. We have 5 Fulbright scholars on our staff. Many are expert practitioners in their field. We have more than 800 teachers of the year that are out there teaching. We have sitting judges, you name it. So to sum it all up, attending a faith-based institution will only add value to your college experience. We can go to the next slide.
Great, thank you, Cindy. Oh, there I am, excellent. I think one of the coolest, one of the most beautiful things about being involved in a small private Christian college or a faith-based school is that we do rely so heavily on being able to mentor students, being able to mentor our currently enrolled students so that they can go out and do things on our campus and do things in our offices that allow them personally to really impact the campus community and impact the life of the school. And what I'm talking about, of course, is servant leadership. We do have a variety of paid positions throughout our campus. The different schools involved tonight have the ability to pay with their institutional dollars or other dollars, but there's also a lot of volunteer opportunities where students are involved in the different aspects of the campus community, the different aspects of campus life, all the way from maybe working in the library, all the way to student development with activities, doing things in the enrollment management offices, reaching out to current students and former students for alumni relations, that type of thing. One of my favorite things in my role is that I get to oversee 2 different teams of student workers. And I'm not just concerned about the volume of activity they're doing or the number of calls they're making in a given night. I'm truly concerned about them as people and individuals and giving them the opportunity to learn and grow, not just professional development, but also them as a person, as an individual, and really making sure that they know and they're aware that this isn't just a job. This is an opportunity for you to serve your school and in turn show others how to be good stewards of the time that you have in college. These 4 years are incredible. You're going to learn a lot in the classroom. If you have a campus job, you're going to learn a lot of professional skills. But the thing that I love the most about working with students is really in that servant leadership area. And when we're talking about, worship team, or talking about students who are resident advisors and they live in the residence halls and help out students, or wherever it is throughout campus that you do your service, we want to invest in you and we want to help to build in you that desire to perform, not just so that you can build yourself, but so that you can learn how to build up others and you can develop someone else in the community. Something that we talk a lot about at Bluefield is servant leadership. And our college president, Dr. David Olive, loves to quote Robert Greenleaf. He retired from AT&T in the 1950s after several years in leadership. And he's really the guy that founded what's known as servant leadership as a movement, as a cultural ideal. He said that in order to really be a servant, you need to learn the needs of the folks around you so that you can take those on as your personal priority, even above your other responsibilities. And I think that we do that in a variety of ways. But number one, we encourage all the students we work with to just be very clear and honest with themselves and look at yourself in the mirror and say, what is it that I want? What is it that is my passion? How can I take my passion and move it into a purpose and into a direction so that I can build that? And we want to teach folks that really, when we talk about being self-aware, the best way to become self-aware is through the scripture and your relationship with Christ and to interact with him so that he's able to teach you the ways that he wants you to live. And once we have that rolling and moving, then we ask students to move in the direction of understanding that they have to be totally honest with us and with themselves so that together we can work towards creating that environment where they are able to really blossom and really grow in that leadership area. And then, of course, we want everyone to know that this is community and this is the time where you're spending time away from home, you're away from mom and dad or whoever you grew up with, many times for the first time in your entire life. And you're really going to develop who you choose to become for the rest of your life. And surely we make changes and our personalities can flux a little bit over time based on our environment. But truly, many psychologists have pinpointed these 4 years from about 18 to 22, maybe up to 24 for some folks, where you're really developing who you will be for the rest of your life. And I think one of the beautiful things about higher ed, especially in the faith-based setting, is that we personally get to interact with our students, and personally on this one-on-one style relationship level, we really do get to invest. And I don't think that going to a large school or small school or faith-based it's all different for everyone. So you're going to hear this from all three of us. There may not be one best fit, but you'll never know unless you go and visit with us. So we want to encourage everyone to spend time on each individual campus, really interacting with folks and seeing what is it that this college is doing to develop its students, because maybe I'll be that student one day, and how are they going to build and develop me? So I want to say thank you, and I'm going to pass it back off again.
Thank you. So I definitely want to talk a little bit about EMU's mission, vision, and values. You can read on the screen in front of you, or you can just take this time to kind of listen to the mission and values that I'll talk a little bit about right now. So EMU's mission and vision are grounded in the enduring biblicals of Christian discipleship, community, service, and peace. And so our focus is to prepare students to serve and lead in a global context. You can see that in our mission, we encourage community of learning that integrates both faith, academic rigor, artistic creation, and reflective practice that's informed by our liberal arts university. Within our academic programs, we do have a lot of interdisciplinary engagement, and we encourage cross-cultural encounters. And so we have a unique cross-cultural learning experience that I definitely love to talk about at some point. If you have any questions, you can email me. And in terms of our vision, so by EMU's vision, we've been established since 1917, and so our vision is extremely well developed and grounded. And so we'll open new pathways of access and achievement for all of our students who aspire to grow as unifying leaders and be the next generation of these leaders that are going to lead and strive in a global context. And so with that being said, just to reiterate our mission, to reiterate our values, their community, service to others, peacemaking, sustainability, and stewardship. Scott, next slide, please. Thank you. So I definitely wanted to talk about all of the opportunities that you have to grow and explore your faith deeper and go more into depth about the community that you're in, especially if you're at EMU. So you can see that we have a few different options, and we have many more that I was not able to list here. But you can see that we have our campus ministries, we have chapel and worship that offers Sunday night celebration and student-led worship. So this is a place for our undergraduate students to come and worship together as a time to celebrate the ending of a week or the beginning of a week, however you choose to see it. We also have ministry assistants and pastoral assistants. And so these are in undergraduate students, typically sophomores, juniors, or seniors that live in a dorm hall that offer safe spaces for all students to come and sit in a time of prayer or just silence or just catch up with the pastoral assistants on your floor. We also have WISER volunteer trips that I definitely loved as a student. These are faith-informed service opportunities. So if you like going out into the community, helping others, then this is something that I would definitely recommend. Our WISER volunteer trips go all over the US and along the US territories to help those in need, especially in these times of hurricane relief. And so even just building a house for those who might not have a home. And then one thing that I really enjoy EMU having is our faculty-led Bible studies. So in past years, we've had the Vice President of Enrollment and faculty and professors actually lead these Bible studies. So not only are you like having them in your classes or seeing them on campus, you're also interacting with them on a deeper faith-based level. And so this is definitely something that Cindy and Scott both mentioned. So this will not only like happen at EMU, but all of the other institutions, but these are more specifically geared towards EMU. Cindy, I think it's your slide now.
Thanks, Suri. Okay, so to kind of go over our who we are, and some of this I've kind of mentioned before, but Regent is a 4-year private Christian liberal arts university. And we strive to equip our students with not only the knowledge and skills they need to succeed in their careers after graduation, but the spiritual foundation and Christian principles that they will need to be Christian leaders as well. We do this through emphasizing the values you'll see here, such as excellence, innovation, and integrity. Our motto is Christian leadership to change the world. And Regent really combines faith and reason. And this is what sets us apart from non-faith-based schools. Regent can do this. All of our classes are taught from a biblical perspective, and many of the classes, the professors feel free, and they often do start their class with a devotion or a prayer. And each of the classes that you take, you will have to kind of relate back to the biblical worldview. We are here to build up your faith, not tear it down, which I think sometimes can happen at universities. So if you decide to attend a faith-based institution, this is one of the things at all three of our schools, that we are going to be here as a community and as a school to build up your faith. And I think the three pillars of our College of Arts and Sciences really speaks to who we are. And they are cherish character, challenge culture, and serve the world. Next slide, Scott. Okay, so like Suri did, I'd like to just kind of highlight a few of the distinct opportunities that you would have to build up your faith and engage your spirituality at Regent. So we do have weekly chapel services. We actually went today, which are more traditional services, and they're open to the entire community, faculty, staff, and students, where you would do worship and hear a sermon. And then we have something on Thursday nights called Unchapel. And Unchapel, no, it's not a typo. It's actually the name of our student-led worship on Thursday nights, where you're going to have much more contemporary worship, completely student-led, and whatever they want to do, oftentimes testimonials. And a lot of times they'll actually end with maybe a bonfire or have some s'mores. So it's kind of a really nice night of fellowship too. Our life groups, these are small groups that are led by upperclassmen, and you meet once a week or so, and you might have a Bible study or work through maybe a book in the Bible that you're reading together. But basically it's a way for you to have a very small community within the larger community of the school. And there are actually commuter life groups as well for anybody that might be commuting from the local area. We definitely include our commuters in this. Good Fridays are kind of like what Suri was saying at her school. Ours are Good Fridays, where once a week you can go out into the community with other students to serve those in need in our local area. Anything you can imagine. We are in Virginia Beach, and so the surrounding areas here, there are several opportunities to help. And then our campus ministries plans very different events on campus for students to participate in. For example, we have a program during spring break known as Urban Plunge, and this is where students take part in mission trips to major cities around the country and serve. And then finally, our nights of worship. Regent hosts big name Christian artists on these special nights. We've had Ren Collective, Bethel Worship. These are just a few of the many opportunities that are available to students during these worship nights. So lots of things, again, for you to get involved in and to build your faith at Regent. And I'll pass it back to Scott.
Thanks so much, Cindy. So Bluefield College, yeah, how can you experience faith here at Bluefield? I think it's super important for every college, every company and organization to have a mission statement. It defines what it means to be a member of that institution and also defines that common goal and the parameters for achieving that common goal. At Bluefield, our mission statement is that Bluefield College is a Christ-centered learning community developing servant leaders to transform the world. And that's really a three-part statement. The first part, of course, is that we're Christ-centered, which means that each and every member of the Bluefield College faculty and staff are all Bible-believing followers of Jesus Christ, and that this is a place that is focused on ensuring that everything we do is done through Christ and through the lens, so to speak, of Him, and viewing our students, viewing our work and our assignments as Christ would. Of course, the second half of that being, or the second part of that, that we're a learning community, as all colleges are. This is a place where you're going to learn quantitative reasoning skills and qualitative functioning skills, variety of pre-professional programs mixed in with a large number of sciences, as well as traditional liberal arts. And then finally, the servant leadership part, as I've already mentioned, that Jesus Christ truly is the number one example that we have for what it means to be a servant leader. I'll let you read over the core values. Um, I truly mean it when I say that you need to go to every campus and you need to engage and interact and talk to professors. You need to talk to coaches, staff people, and students that are living on campus, living in the community, and really see for yourself, is this just a list of words in a PowerPoint? Is it just written somewhere on a fancy document? Maybe it's in a frame on the wall of someone's office. Or is this truly how this community operates? Are we truly a community that's characterized by mutual respect, integrity, compassion? And I think you're totally going to find out when you visit each of the three schools here tonight that yes, absolutely, we live our faith very, very compassionately and very seriously, that this is truly the type of community that we are and will continue to be. For our students on campus, we do offer a wide variety of ministries, and I just want to highlight one thing. I love this picture of our chapel. I was a student at Bluefield. I graduated class of 2011, so I have a lot of great memories of being on campus. But one of the things that's so beautiful about our faith is that it's not bound by a building. It's not bound by a particular book or a community, that truly Christ lives in each of us who have found faith in him. And surely the chapel does a lot of great events, and we're able to have lots of great ministries take place there in our chapel. But you're going to find that throughout Bluefield College, as well as the different schools here tonight, our faith is personal and it's real, and it's not just on Sunday mornings, and it's not just for our Wednesday morning chapel service like we have at Bluefield, but it's at all times and all places. So a variety of things are going to take place throughout the week on campus. We do have a Young Life office. So if you are in high school and you've participated in your local Young Life, I want you to know that we love that organization, and we have given a space on our campus to Young Life so that they can meet and interact and hang out right here at school at Bluefield College. And their leader has their own office here on our campus. We also participate heavily with the local FCA, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, so that our student athletes, as well as others who want to participate, are able to have devotional time, are able to have hangout time, maybe shoot some hoops and interact with some of those folks they wouldn't normally be able to spend a lot of time with. And it truly allows for some really deepening relationships here on campus. Now, right now, due to COVID-19, some of this is a little bit different, but typically we would have area pastors from a variety of Christian denominations come to campus during a lunch hour and be able to interact with our students, have a small devotional right there at the lunch table. It's a really great opportunity that you're going to see when you look at the different area ministries. We often will have those folks bring their vans to our campus so that they can pick up students for Sunday morning worship if they choose to go. I think that's one of the other, I kind of got off track, but that's one of the other beautiful things, is that being a Christian college doesn't necessarily mean that each and every student holds that faith. We want to provide as many opportunities as possible to all of our students, because we know truly this is our mission field. Truly, this is where we choose to live out our faith, because not each and every one of our students is going to be a Christ follower. And that's totally okay. But it's also beautiful because it gives us the opportunity to interact with all of our students, to allow our servant leaders to interact with all of our students, and really build and develop the opportunity for those who may want to grow a little deeper or pursue something new in their faith. But I want to say thank you once again to each of our panelists, Cindy, Suri. Totally appreciate all of you out there watching for participating with us. And I'm going to leave it here on this slide so you can see everyone you're talking to. We're going to remain here to answer any questions you may have. And I'll let you know you do have that Q&A button. If you just want to click right there and enter a question, we'd be happy to answer that for you. And one of the things that I like to do when we're waiting for some of those questions to come through is just throw out a couple softball questions, so to speak. So right now, COVID-19 campus looks a little bit different. There's still a lot of really cool activities, but socially distanced. There's just a different feel. So my question, I'm gonna throw a softball to Suri. What kind of things are you personally doing? Because obviously your work environment's changed a little bit, your schedule's probably changed a little bit. What are you personally doing to do some self-care to ensure that you're being healthy and safe and also mentally strong?
Sure. So I take a lot of value in journaling and reading kind of like these inspirational books that have a lot of reflection in the Bible. So I have been doing that recently, especially throughout like the first few months of COVID, where everything was kind of like stressful. And then within like where I'm working from home, so I'm in my office bedroom right now, presenting to all of you, but I am going into my office probably twice a week, meeting with students. We're still having like in-person visits, and yeah, so it's really been good to connect, even just like 6 feet apart or physical distancing with masks and everything. So definitely taking some self-care in just doing like, yeah, as much outdoor activity. Scott had mentioned that my favorite thing to do is go outdoors, and I definitely echo that. So I love hiking and river walking and yeah, just exploring nature. So that's how I've been handling kind of COVID life right now.
Very cool. Personally, I have started reading again, reading novels again. I usually am reading professional journals, looking at consulting papers for work-related purposes, but I've started reading novels again, and that's definitely helped me to slow down at the end of the day. Working from home, often it kind of blurs the line, and you're not sure, you know, when to turn it off or to turn it on, so to speak, professionally. So that's really helped me. And I like to sit out on my deck because it looks over a mountain and it is a beautiful view.
Nice.
Cindy, are you doing anything in particular right now? That
Same as you guys, really. You know, trying to definitely run, exercise when I can, and just, yeah, stay in the Word. I'm doing Bible studies, and then Caitlin and I are actually, one of my coworkers, we're kind of mentoring some of the naval preparatory students who've come in. So that's been really fun, and kind of lead them in some Bible studies and stuff too. But thanks everybody for joining us.
All right, Thank you everyone for joining us for this fun panel. After you close this window, a quick 4-question survey will appear. Don't forget to check out the schedule at strivescan.com/Virginia for more sessions. And again, all sessions are being recorded so you can watch this and any others at strivescan.com/Virginia. Thank you so much.